All the presenters at tonight's DNC did their best to ignore the violence and decay of all the chaos in all the American cities, as we were just saying. And it doesn't take a detective to figure out why, because, you know, it's a perfect time for the GOP to start taking advantage of this. My next guest is working to do just that. And she's gone viral for taking her message to the streets of Baltimore.
Do you care about Black lives? The people that run Baltimore don't. I can prove it. Walk with me. They don't want you to see this. I'm Kim Klacik. This is Baltimore, the real Baltimore. This is the reality for Black people every single day. Crumbling infrastructure, abandoned homes, poverty, and crime. Baltimore has been run by the Democrat Party for 53 years. What is the result of their decades of leadership? Baltimore is one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in America. The murder rate in Baltimore is 10 times the U.S. average. Go to any Baltimore neighborhood and ask this question. Do you want to defund the police?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I had 3 sons killed in Baltimore City. And I think if we defund the police office, it's going to be worse than that. So no, I'm opposed to that.
What are you going to defund the police for? Why? How do you defend your city, your community? Families are losing people.
Democrats think Black people are stupid. They think they can control us forever, that we won't demand better, and that we'll keep voting for them forever, despite what they've done to our families and our communities. Are they right?
Joining me now is the woman you just saw, Kimberly Klacik, congressional candidate for Maryland's 7th District. Kimberly, this now has over 5 million views on your Twitter page, but what's the response been from the people in Baltimore?
So thank you, first of all, for having me, Laura. You know, it was us sitting here just last summer talking about the blight when I took videos that kind of went viral because President Trump retweeted them. But here we are a year later talking about the same thing and the same problems. But I've been noticing a lot of people have been commenting and said, you know what, she's not lying about what's going on here. And I'm so thankful that so many people took notice and they've been retweeting it. Even the president retweeted it today. And so now people are really thinking, hey, you know what, if we vote Republican, could things change? I really just want to get in office and show people that you can have a better quality of life. It is possible, and especially if you vote Republican.
It seems like a message of hope used to be what the Democrats stood for. Going back to Bill Clinton in 1992, he was the man from hope. Then it was Bill Clinton, hope and change. But over the last few days of the Democrat convention, there's been a lot of depressing, just very dark, fear-based messaging. I didn't see a lot of hope from either day, frankly.
No, absolutely not. And I actually saw the speech that Michelle Obama gave, and she talked about how, you know, even she's a victim being Black in America from her mansion in Martha's Vineyard. You know, it's always about victimization. But I know for a fact, you know, in Baltimore City, especially where I was in those videos, the Penn North Corridor, you know, billions of dollars of federal funds was sent to that area. And here it is in 2020, it still hasn't made it to the ground. And so from what I can see, the Democrat Party loves to leverage the urban struggles and annually ask for more federal funds, but then they actually don't, you know, remedy the problems and say, you know, this is what we're going to do. No one follows up on it. And I think people just accept it at this point. And I think now we're at a point where people are saying, you know what, maybe I won't vote down ballot. Maybe I'll take a look at other options. And I have to say, going through the city, I've been in West Baltimore for over a year now, just talking to people about what the issues are. And I asked them, I say, hey, you know what, why haven't you ever voted for a Republican or something different? And a lot of people will say, you know, you're the first Republican I've ever met. So as Republicans, I think we have to stop writing off these cities that we think we can't win and really get in there and roll our sleeves up and let them know that there are options.
Kimberly, you can't win if you don't show up.
Yeah.
And in a very simple commercial, simply worded and beautifully shot. And of course, you look great in it as well, which always helps. But it was just, it was beautifully laid out. And I'm curious, who had the idea for the layout of the commercial, just the stylistic look of it?
Yeah, so, you know, luckily, this is something that we've been working on for over a year. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see where we had many videos where we go out and interview people, kind of like the man on the streets interview style. And then I would show, people just exactly how bad the blight is. In West Baltimore alone, we have over 17,000 vacant homes. That's something that needs to change. This is an area where there aren't any career opportunities. And for me, as a member, hopefully, of Congress in November, I want to bring career opportunities to the area. Baltimore City has the second largest port in the country. We could utilize that. We saw with the COVID pandemic, we relied on other countries for PPE. Why not bring that billion-dollar medical equipment industry back to America and right back through the Baltimore port?
Kimberly, have you heard from Larry Hogan, Governor Hogan?
Not yet, but we're hoping that he will reach out, and we've been trying to reach him too. So, we'll
he
hold out
hasn't.
hope there.
The Republican governor of Maryland has not reached out to you after this video. Has the RNC reached out to you to speak at the RNC next week?
Absolutely. They have not asked me to speak, but they did reach out and congratulate me on the video and said that they are there to help. So we have heard from them.
Kimberly, you should be appearing at the RNC next week. And I hope they're watching, because if they haven't figured this out yet, then I don't know what to say. Kimberly, best commercial I've seen in could be 10 years. Fantastic job, and we wish you the best of luck. We'll check back with you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
All right.